Welcome to the shop. Hope you're having a great day. Alright, we got 4 knives to normalize and heat treat, so let's just get to it. Are you ready? Here we go. Welcome back. If you watched the last video, I had to grind the bevels just to get the pictures for this one, so, or the thumbnail I should say. This one came out really warped, and the more I try to straighten it, the more it warps. Like I got the warp out here, and now there's a warp up at the tip here that goes that way. I'm gonna have to put this in the vise and do some trickery and figure it out. I was a little bit worried about this one warping, and at first it didn't look bad, but the more I pulled out some warps back here, the more warps up here showed and stuff like that. That's gonna be a challenge for the next video. Then I did this one. You'll see, this is actually the next video where I'm gonna do a back to basics, how to grind bevels. I've already got most of it edited and stuff, but now that I've got to heat treat it, I'll just finish it up and put the whole start to finish without the heat treat in it. And then I did this knife just to kill some time while I was waiting for some stainless, and you'll see what happens with the stainless in this. But let's just get to it. Alright, got some new gloves that I bought just for this. If you guys watch my channel enough, you know I barely wear gloves. The only time I really wear them is when I'm cutting out this tool wrap so I don't have to gouge up my hands. Hopefully they fit. That's the problem with these, with my hand. And these are extra large. I always get extra large for that. Have to do a little mod here to get these to fit. I've already got the oven cranking up. 1500. We set it in there for 10 minutes. And then we drop it down. I just noticed it says on the tool wrap box, warning, the tool wrap in this box is sharp. Now if you watch my last heat treat video where I normalized, I went ahead and wrapped 2-in-1 for normalization. I actually bought some AEBL steel. I'm going to do some stainless on this too. But this uses 309, which goes up to 2240. And I want to do an experiment here where I put 2-in-1 for heat treating. I had a lot of guys like, oh, you can't do that, it won't heat treat right, it won't get in the middle. But if you look at the specs, the heat treating is for like up to 1 inch. This together is 3/8. Now back here I could see maybe the middle not getting right, but with a bevel, how are those not going to heat consistently? They're not touching. And it's an air-cooled steel, so I want to test it out. I could be wrong, it could be totally messed up. We'll see. Alright, let's get to wrapping these. 52-100 right here, and these are 80 CRV. I've actually got a build guide for this one. I got to edit it and stuff, and it was like I was waiting for the AEBL and I was running out of things to do, so I made 2 more knives. Well, actually 4 more knives, but anyway. Ooh, looks like I need some more 321. All right, we'll just cut it down the middle. And I always like to double fold it. Now you can do 1 fold or 2 folds. I think I did an experiment. I got a whole playlist of heat treating videos. You can go back. I'm not sure which one it is. Where I did a 1 fold and I did a 2 fold. And the 2 fold was actually sealed a little bit more. Where when I did the 1 fold, you could, some of the knife had oxidation on it and stuff. It wasn't too bad though. And this is the 309. The only reason I know the difference is because that one was in a box and this one wasn't. They look almost exactly the same, or they do look exactly the same. Now since I'm going to a higher temp, this goes up to 1950 for 10 minutes. I'm going to wrap this one real good. I'm more worried about this one than I am that one. Especially since I'm experimenting, I want to be right. I also got that CPM 3V knife that I did last heat treat. And then I put it in for temper and the oven ramped back up to 1500 and rolling it, so I'll probably throw that one in too. I never even took it out of the packet. All right, let's get pushed aside for later. Let's get over to the oven. We're at 1420, so I'm not gonna come back for 1300. What I'm gonna do now is just put it in 1500, 15 minutes, pull it out, just let it sit there and cool down. You know, check it with my temp gauge when it gets down to like 100 degrees or less. Put it back in at 1300 for 10, 15 minutes, take it out, open the packs, kick it back up to 1500 and heat treat. So I'll be back when these are out of the pack and we're back up to 1500 and get ready to put them in for heat treat. Oh yeah, I got my other oven built back up. I put new elements in it because the elements were just pulling too much. But I still need to build. You can see I put, whoa. Well, it looks like I need to redo these and put them together, put a thing around them and make them into a door. I just haven't gotten to that because I've been so busy. I'm glad I didn't use this oven. If that would have happened, that would have really sucked. Everything's out of normalization. Got our dagger here. Nice and clean. You can see where I grabbed it with the glove. But that should be alright. See? Oops. Woo! Gotta let it cool down a little bit more before I put it in there. I keep having to open the door because the oven keeps heating up too quick. Let's get it in there. I was going to do the kitchen knife first, but I want to make sure the oil is a little bit warmer so it doesn't, you know, shock it as much. For 52100 80 CRV, I use McMaster basically because it's right on that line of slow and fast, and it works for 1095 and all that. Now W2 you probably have to go to either water or like a Parks 50, but I found McMaster works great for 80 CRV and 52100. And with 52100 and 80 CRV you don't use anti-scale because of the chromium. I keep standing up and getting out of the shot. It figures now that I put the knife in, it slows down. Before it was climbing up way too fast. I've had to open the door 4 times to let the knives cool down. Basically, I'm just gonna show me putting this one in, and then the next 4 things will be the quench, and then we'll put in the CPM 3V and the AEBL. The oil was heated up to about 125. Been sitting in here for about 15 minutes, so let's get her in. Make sure all the things are on. Woo! I want the handle to stay cool. I want the handle to stay hot so I can do whatever I need to with it. Woo! Ah! I'm glad I remembered. Woo! I'm glad I remembered to take the smoke detectors down and turn all the fans on. See that? See all that scale just comes right off with 52100 and CRV. And by the way, whenever all you guys commenting about shoes and me never wearing shoes, whenever I heat treat, I make sure to wear shoes. I need to clean this one off now. It's got oil and stuff all over it, but it's going back in. All right, I'll meet you when I'm dunking this. I'll come back. And by the way, just so you know why I like to do each one single time and stuff like that, the oil now is up to about 178, 179. So that 15 minutes will let it cool down. I even got a fan you can probably hear running. I'm gonna start blowing in there to cool it off a little bit more, because 170 is a little bit too much. Alright, just thought I'd interject that. I'm gonna do that for every one of them. That's why I take the 15 minutes to put it in and let it sit and all that stuff, because yeah, it's going to take time. You see our oil's down to 136, perfect. That's why I like to do them one at a time, let the oil cool and get good and all that good stuff. And I'm a little worried about this knife, this chef's knife, or whatever we want to call it, because of that hollow grind in the middle. I don't want it warping, so I'm just going to do the edge at first and then dip the rest real slowly. Got to make sure to wipe down my tongs. Here we go. Wipe this off. Am I in the shot? Look at the difference down here where I soaked it first and up here where I let it sit. Now probably some of the fire too, but is it straight? Oh, it's got a little bit of a bend in it. Woo, it's actually got a pretty good bend in it. That's what I was worried about. We'll have to get that one out in temper. Yeah, it's got a bow right here. We can take care of that in temper. Man, see, we're already back up to 1500. Oven's cooking. And the oil is at 187. Whew. Who needs a heater in the house? Whew. See where I just touched it, how it turned black? Ah. Well, other than that, nice and clean. Gonna fight every inch, isn't it? Alrighty. We're already back up to 1500. Man, I made this oven too good. Woo, still warm. Yeah, see, this is a knife. I'm teaching. One of my videos probably after this heat treat is going to be how to do a flat grind just for beginners. It's been a while, so let's go in with it. I'll be back in 20 minutes. About 1 second for you. Well, on that kitchen knife, I forgot to turn on that camera, so I didn't get the quench on that one. And so we're on the 80 CRV. Since I don't have a hidden tang to worry about and all that stuff, I'm just going straight in with it. No fire this time. At least we got the dagger on there. Oh well. And I just checked the oil, it's back down to 127. Here we go. In. Oh, straight on in. I guess we did have some fire. 80 CRV, just like the other. You just take it and wave it off. Still got some on the back, but I guess the 80 CRV didn't like it as much. Last one of the high carbon steel, and then we go back into stainless. Whew. What's the oil temp? 177. Yeah, that 15 minutes really seems to help it cool down. So here's that kitchen knife. 65 bites. So it's probably like a 62. The problem is, since this is full flat grind, I can't really test it any place. Maybe I'll test it back here. But the way I put this in, you can see, I put it in here and then slowly dunk that. So this is going to be harder. Let's see if we can see that warp. Can we see it? It's right here. But I don't think it's warped. No, at least it's, see, that's what I was worried about. I was worried about it folding over. A warp this way is easy to get out. It's when it folds that way, you have a problem. And that's the other thing with 80 CRV and 52100. You gotta let them cool down, or you'll get a false positive or false negative. Let's see, is this the 65? 60, I mean, it's skating, but there's also scale on it. So, but we can test this one because I dunked it the whole way. 15 more minutes and I'll be back. Last one for the high carbon. The 80 CRV, another one. Then we're throwing the stainless in and having some fun. Oil's at 134. See, I haven't even turned it on. I haven't even turned the cooker on. I use like a little stovetop thing that's electric, plugs in. Yeah, I haven't had it on. Well, like you saw, it was 177. I'm just blabbing. Here we go. Sometimes if it's slipping out of my hand, I'll hit it on the bottom, the tip on the bottom. you know, open the things a little bit and let it slide out. So, yeah, see, it comes right off. I think I just waited too long, or I don't know what I did on that last one, but it didn't work as well. But you can see it came right off of this one. Yeah, we're at 1500. This is the fat one, so this is the AEBL. I'm gonna put this one on the right. Woo! And this one on the left, so I know which one's which. Woo! Did you see that? I must have had oil on my fingers. It lit up. Alright, now let me put it to 1900. And I'll be back when the AEBLs come out. AEBL, I'm going to 1950. It says 1925 at 5 minutes, or 1975. No, wait. I got that wrong. It says 1925 for 15 minutes, or 1975 for 5 minutes. So I'm going to do it at 1950 for both. And then the CPM 3V is 20 to 45 minutes, so we have plenty of time to work with all that good stuff. I don't know how long it's going to take to get up to 1950, but we'll see. I guess I don't need this since we're not quenching anymore. Well, I'll put it up for the plates, or find somewhere to put it for the plates. I'll be back. Well, I think I put her in a little bit too much. I grabbed those wires and they were, woo, hot. It got to like 1650 and pop, so maybe doing like one knife at 1500 and then throwing them in would work. But yeah, it was just a little bit too much for this little bad boy. If you follow me on Instagram, you know it's Saturday, and Sunday I got the live stream, so yeah, Monday. I guess the dry ice will just, if it makes it to Monday, we'll have some, but well, it's a few days later. I got the fans installed. I just connected them to an AC adapter, 12 volt AC adapter, which I had to run these lights anyway. Let's see, run these lights, and it's hooked up to the PID for overload and stuff like that. So I connected that in. I got the 30 amp breaker in, and I got a new 40 amp SSR. So we should be good to go. All right, looks like we're at about 62 with the first 80 CRV. And there's the dagger. It's right at a 60. All right, let me put the kitchen knife on there. All right, and the kitchen knife is at a 61. A little bit over 60, right between 60 and a 61 also. So I've tested this 80 CRV. That's giving me like a 60, a 61, and now it's 62. So, well, actually that's probably 63. It's good, but I'd like to know why it's different in different spots. But anyway, we're good on all four. These 4 knives have all been tempered and straightened except the kitchen knife you saw in the beginning. The stainless steel, I ended up ordering some fans. I'm gonna put some fans in the box for that, and a 30 amp breaker, because I always put a breaker in my circuit. So I want to make sure everything's good before I sit there, because when I first messed up that CPM 3V, I tried reheat treating it and it tripped off again. Yeah, I probably need a stronger breaker. Anyway, that will be for a future video when I get all these stuff out of the way and get all that set up and everything. On my website, I got shirts like this and knives and Amazon links. The website link is up in the cards and the first in the description. Amazon links are down there, Instagram, all that good stuff. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Hope you're all having a great day. And as always, take it easy.